Hello everyone, for today's tutorial I'll be taking you in depth about how you can contour your face very easily for the most beautiful structured look. So I like going in with the cream contour slash bronzer first and then concealer, so that if it gets too messy or all over then I can clean it up later with the concealer. So I like contouring first. I really like using foundations or concealers in a deeper shade to contour my face or bronze my face. These two are my favorite right here, both of them. This one's foundation and this one's concealer in deeper shades. This is the Makeup Revolution foundation stick in the shade F17. It's very deep and works very nice to chisel my face perfectly and also bronzes it really well. And this is the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer in the shade Beautiful Bronze that I also love using as my bronzer. It's a very nice deep shade and looks very natural. I feel like the foundation and concealer, they are made to slip on your face beautifully and look very flawless, so I like using them only as bronzers. And also, to figure out the perfect type of undertone or shade for your bronzing slash contouring is observing how your skin tone looks after you get tanned or get out in sun, and that way you can see what is the perfect bronzing shade for you. For me, for my skin tone, like too warm or too like yellow or golden undertone bronzers just do not look good on me. The shades that I mentioned before, they are more of like a contour plus bronzer type of shade. They're not too cool tone, which is what you need for a contour, or not too warm so it looks very like too orange on my face. These are like perfect shades for me. So you have to observe how you look when you get out in sun or the shade you get tan in, and then you're gonna pick out your perfect bronzing shade. But I do prefer, like, I feel like the more of a contour plus bronzer type of shade looks very good on very large variety of skin tones. Like a very warm bronzer does not look too good on everyone. So yeah, just like using a deeper concealer or foundation will work very great. So for me, I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Revolution foundation stick today. Again, now let's pay attention to the application part. Again, the tools that I use are very crucial. I'm going to go in with the PAC 247 brush. You can see it's an angled brush and a very dense brush that I love using for my cream contour. And you can see that the shape of the brush is almost like the shape of my cheek, so it gets the work done without going too messy or like too up above or too low. So this is like the perfect shape for me. This is going to be perfect for anyone and everyone really to contour their face, so I really recommend this brush. So how I like to apply, and I find this way it applies the most flawlessly, is I take a dot of the product onto the brush, as you can see, and then I take my palette or the back of your hand and then blend or tap the excess off the voice. So what you're doing here is basically blending the product onto the brush and making it even. Again, you have to make the product even on the brush, and so that you're not going in with too much. If you go in directly after picking up the product, like you're gonna get a dot of the contour on your face, and then it is a little difficult to blend it out later. So make it even on the brush and then go onto your face. This way you do remove a little bit of product from the brush and you get left with very little amount of product. But it's always, again, a good idea to start with little bit rather than going in with too much. You cannot go back, but you can always add more if you need to. So as you can see, it's blending out. It's a very subtle contour. It's giving a very subtle contour and it blends out flawlessly. I really like this brush. So I'm going to repeat the exact same step till I get it to as deep as I want it to. Again, going back in on my cheek. I like to place it a lot higher. It looks very lifted and not too like horizontally, more like vertically. And you can like easily and very freely blend it out, blend all the lines out. You don't have to worry about it being too messy because you're gonna go in with concealer later. And I don't like bringing too much contour onto my forehead because my forehead is not too big, so I don't want to make it smaller. I do like to bring it just till here so that it doesn't look like a stark line of contour here and then there's nothing here. Just bringing it up a little bit to make it blend everywhere, but not too much on my forehead. But again, suit yourself, and if you have a bigger forehead you can contour more on there, but always stop till here. Don't go in with any product right here because then it looks like a bronzer helmet and it's not too cute. So like drag it till here, not further than that. Moving on to the other side. I'm not going to take too much excess product on the brush, and I'm going to go underneath my jawline a little bit to contour that part a little bit to hide the double chin. You don't have to do this step. If you feel like you need to, then you can do it, otherwise skip it. Just a little bit. I don't take too much product on the brush. Really defines the jawline for me. Also, always do tapping motions. If you rub too much, you're going to remove the foundation underneath. So you have to be more careful as you lay more product on top. You don't want to remove the makeup underneath. So tap. After every cream product step I like going back in with my foundation brush. It doesn't have too much foundation on it, but just a little bit, enough to make it look all blended together. So I just blend everything, go for everything and make sure it's all blended together really well. Makes it look really flawless.